Welcome back to Football Daily, where as the season begins to reach a climax, we're taking a look at 10 typically smaller teams that are on course to have massive campaigns. Let's get into it. 10. Wrexham. Football fan or not, you probably know about lowly Wrexham. The small Welsh city found itself the centre of attention after Hollywood stars Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney bought the club, who have been trapped in the 5th tier of English football since 2008. Now in their second full campaign of ownership, the Phil Parkinson-led Red Dragons are on the cusp of a return to the Football League. Currently sat in second, 2 points behind the equally impressive Notts County, but with 2 games in hand. It's hard to say money hasn't played a part in this. Parkinson's last job before Wrexham was with Sunderland, whilst they managed to convince Paul Mullin, the 2020-21 League 2 top scorer, to drop down a division. But that doesn't detract from the effect the new owners are having on the city as well as the club itself. McElhenney and Reynolds have immersed themselves in the community, and the perfect reward will be a return to the Football League. And the game that could decide that comes when Notts County visit the Racehorse Ground in April. Now, if only there was a TV show where we could see how this all might unfold. You know what we're getting at. 9. Clermont Foot. Despite existing for 112 years, last season was Clermont Foot's debut in Ligue 1. In fact, prior to promotion, their biggest claim to fame was becoming the first professional men's French side to appoint a female manager back in 2014. Today, they're led by Pascal Gastien. The 57-year-old narrowly kept Le Lancière afloat last term, finishing 17th, but the evidence suggested they should have done better. They underperformed on both expected goals for and expected goals against, conceding 13 more than predicted. Clearly, they were doing something right, and sure enough, now their performances are translating into results. Clermont's at 12th after 25 games on 31 points, 10 points clear of Troyes in 17th, a crucial buffer given 4 teams will be relegated from Ligue 1. Gastien deserves credit for grinding out results with a limited attack, but special praise must go to Maury Diarra in goal. Clermont give up 13.4 shots per game, among the most in the division. However, the Senegalese stopper has risen to the challenge, preventing 5 more goals than expected based on the quality of chances he is facing. Keep Dior fit, and fans at the Stade Gabriel Montpied could witness their greatest ever season. 8. Monza. When you think of Monza, you think of car racing. The North Italian city is home to the infamous Monza circuit, known globally as the Temple of Speed, which has played host to countless iconic Grand Prix, be it in Formula 1 or beyond. However, football is stamping its own mark on the city's sporting landscape, thanks in part to a certain Silvio Berlusconi. In 2018, the former Italian Prime Minister and AC Milan president bought AC Monza, then in Serie C. With a net worth of over $5 billion, it gave the club one of the richest owners in European football. And the 86-year-old's notorious influence has paid off, with Monza earning promotion to Serie A last term. And they haven't slowed down this season. I Biancorossi are 11th at the time of writing, with one eye on Juventus in 8th. They recently beat the Old Lady too, earning a historic 2-0 win in Turin. After the match, Berlusconi declared his ambitions were for Monza to one day win the Scudetto. That may sound like a pipe dream, but as with all things Berlusconi, you should expect the unexpected. 7. Fulham. Fulham are by no means a small club. In the Premier League all-time table, the Cottagers actually place 15th. In fact, they've been a top-flight regular for the best part of the 21st century, even reaching the Europa League final in 2010. But the past decade has been turbulent for Fulham, resulting in 3 separate relegations to the Championship. This instability has earned the West Londoners an unwelcomed entry into the yo-yo club alongside Norwich City as a team bouncing between the top divisions. However, this season Fulham are bidding to quit that group for good after putting together a stunning campaign. Fresh off earning promotion last term, the Cottagers are thriving in 6th at the time of writing, with one eye on European football. They may have played extra games than their rivals, but recent eye-catching wins away at Brighton and at home to Chelsea show they can pick up points against anyone. Victory over Chelsea was the first time they'd bettered their West London neighbours in 17 years, adding more pieces of history to this campaign. Marco Silva has done a fantastic job at Craven Cottage, restoring not just the pride of the club, but his own reputation too. 6. Sparta Rotterdam. The football scene in Rotterdam is dominated by Feyenoord. The club under Maas play out of De Kuip, the second biggest stadium in the Netherlands. They've won the Eredivisie 15 times and could do again this season, with the hugely sought after Arne Slot transforming them into title challengers once more. But spare a thought for their neighbours Sparta Rotterdam, who have struggled to escape Feyenoord's shadow throughout their 134-year existence. The Castle Lords have never won a top division title, whilst their last Dutch Cup came in 1966. and since the turn of the century, 8th is the highest they've ever finished in the Eredivisie. However, this year they currently sit 6th, just 6 points behind PSV Eindhoven in 4th. And they've done so with a watertight defence that is leaking just 1 goal a game, plus a direct attacking style that favours long balls and goals from set pieces. There's still a fair way to go, but this could be a very special year on the pitch for all the people of Rotterdam. 5. Rayo Vallecano. 12 months ago, Rayo Vallecano were threatening to take down the big players in La Liga. At the halfway mark, they sat 4th on the same points as Barcelona. Their campaign ultimately fizzled out due to a 13-game winless streak, but it gave the Madrid minnows a taste of what they could achieve. And this season, Adoni Iriola has the Red Sachets playing better than ever. After 23 matches, they're 6th, vying for the remaining European spots with Athletic Club Villarreal, plus Real Mallorca, Girona and Osasuna, 3 other minnows also enjoying impressive campaigns. What is remarkable about Rayo is how quickly they explode up the pitch with one touch interchanges. They're happy shooting early too, taking more shots from distance by any team than Real Madrid. Rayo's forwards Issy Palazon and Sergio Camelo may have only scored 5 goals apiece, but their limited attack is supported by a stern defensive ethic, with the side completing a massive 49% of their pressures, mixing zonal and man-to-man marking with significant effect. Iriola deserves huge credit for his side's performances. Leeds United wanted him to replace Jesse Marsch but were rebuffed. However, keep Rayo on their upward trajectory and Iriola will be managing a big side soon enough. 4. Stockport County. The 21st century has been a whirlwind for Stockport County. The Cheshire club started in the Championship, but by 2005 were in League 2 and were out of the Football League altogether by 2011. They'd even fall to the 6th tier, but have enjoyed a resurgence in the last 5 years that has left them on the cusp of League 1. Last season's National League champions are firmly in the pack chasing promotion, looking to be the first team since Bristol Rovers in 2016 to achieve successive promotions to England's 3rd tier. After just 3 defeats in 2023, the Hatters are in 5th, 3 points off the final automatic promotion place in 3rd. Spearheaded by striker Carl Wootton and midfielder Will Collar, only 2 sides have scored more than their 48 goals, whilst only 3 sides have conceded less than their 31. Less than a decade ago, Stockport finished 14th in the National League North, below sides like Bradford Park Avenue and Colwyn Bay. Yet promotion this year could see them playing Derby County and Portsmouth next season. It's nothing short of a minor miracle. 3. Brighton. We could have quite easily picked Brentford as a second Premier League club in this list, but instead we've plumped for Brighton and Hove Albion. The Seagulls are now into their 6th Premier League campaign, but many thought it wouldn't even get that far, especially after finishing 15th, 17th, 15th and 16th in their first 4 attempts in the top flight. But last season, in Graham Potter's 3rd on the South Coast, Brighton managed a 9th place finish, just 5 points off a first ever European qualification. And this season, their continental dreams feel closer than ever, with the club currently in 7th, in the mix for the Europa Conference League. What's most remarkable about this is that they've maintained their level despite a change of manager following Potter's departure to Chelsea. Roberto De Zerbi has overseen famous victories against Liverpool and Chelsea, the latter a first ever league victory over the Blues. Unsurprisingly, there's interest in star players Moises Caicedo and World Cup winner Alexis McAllister. They're already part of the best Brighton side in history, and now it's a case of just how far this club can go. 2. Lens. They might be former French champions, but a lot has happened to RC Lens since they won Ligue 1 in 1998. They've spent 9 of the last 25 seasons in the 2nd tier and were there as recently as 2019-20 when they were awarded promotion back to the top flight with 10 games left in a campaign curtailed by the emergence of the COVID pandemic. Successive 7th place finishes laid the foundations for another step forwards, where for a short period they've been PSG's main challengers for the title. Franck Case's side, led on the pitch by the likes of Seko Fofana, Florian Sataka and Bryce Samba, have faltered slightly recently, but are still in 4th, on course for a first European campaign since 2007-08. They've turned the Stade Bollaert de Lille into a fortress, winning 10 of 11 home games this season, including a 3-1 victory over Kylian Mbappe and co. With 14 wins from 25 matches, they need just 4 more victories to record their highest win tally since they won the league, as well as their highest points tally too. Fans of Le Sang et Or are continuing to look up the table. 1. Union Berlin. Historically, Hertha Berlin has always been the big club in the German capital. They've spent 23 of the last 25 seasons in the Bundesliga, but are on a downward trajectory, with their top flight status in serious jeopardy. Fortunately for the city of Berlin, a new club has caught the attention of not just the country, but the footballing world. The closest Union Berlin have come to success in their history is as league runners-up in 1923, but a century on, and Die Eisernen have a legitimate shot of winning the Bulli. Just 16 years after being in the 4th tier, Urs Fischer finds his team 3 points shy of Bayern Munich and Borussia Dortmund at the summit of the division with only 12 games to go. Having defeated the likes of RB Leipzig and BVB, at the very least Union are on course for their best ever Bundesliga finish. And that's no mean feat. They finished 5th last campaign and find themselves in the Europa League knockouts after an impressive recent win over Ajax. Keep it up this year though, and they'll be playing Champions League football next season. But right now, let's just see if they can pull off the most extraordinary of title triumphs. So that was our look at 10 small clubs having massive seasons. But what do you make of our choices? Who have we missed? Let us know in the comments down below. Maybe it was your club. If you haven't already, subscribe to Football Daily with notifications on. Like the video if you haven't done that too. And we'll see you next time. Bye bye.